Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to yet another EVES auction from the comfort of my own home during these trying testing periods now, obviously in level 3, but we're still opting to conduct our auctions remotely. During level 4 it worked particularly well, so our opportunity here is to give everybody equal opportunity to secure the properties of their interest at this point in time. So isn't it wonderful to have such technology? It doesn't matter what level we are in, we can still conduct your auctions for you and certainly help our buyers and sellers move to the next chapter of their lives. My name's Grant Child. My role is to simply facilitate proceedings today. Just the 4 properties for you this afternoon, so we won't take up too much of your time. I'm just going to quickly run through. We've got Robin looking after all the technology. She's also operating from her own home as well. And the way this actually works, folks, is in the screen, behind the screen that's in front of me, I have all our salespeople that have got buyers on the phone on a Zoom call. They will be submitting your bid. So you're talking to the buyer, to your selling agents. They are communicating with me via Zoom. So make sure you give them full rein and give them plenty to work with, because when I look at the Zoom meeting that I see here, the first bid that comes in is the bid that I will accept. And I'll make it very, very clear throughout the proceedings who is holding the lead bid. I will mention the salesperson's name that you have talking to on the phone. So if I mention their name, you know you're in the lead. If I don't mention their name, then you know you need to come in with another bid to take over that lead. So just quickly turn to the documentation, folks. Of course, you're bidding on the basis that we've provided you with the Buyers and Sellers Guide. Of course, that's circulated and distributed by the Real Estate Authority. A booklet that gives you clear instructions and clear details as to what you need to do to get yourself into position to be able to bid and buy at auction. And I just remind you that it is on a cash unconditional basis, folks. So we have a little bit of a hitch in technology at the moment. I'm just going to put a pause on the live stream at this point in time until we can get this screen working again. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back with you in a short moment. Well, welcome back, folks. We just had a little bit of a technology hitch there, but we're all set to go again. We'll just go back now to our introduction, where I was talking about the Property Sale and Purchase Agreements Guide distributed by the Real Estate Authority. That booklet gives you all the advice that you need to bid and buy at auction. Of course, that is on that cash unconditional basis, and you are deemed to have accepted the vendor's record of title without any rights of requisition. So to the contract of sale that I take you now, it is the standard auction document circulated and approved by the Real Estate Authority, the Real Estate Institute of New Zealand, the Auckland District Law Society, and each individual contract has also been approved by our vendor's solicitor as well. So by way of your bidding today, folks, I'm going to assume that you've read, understood, accept that contract that we worked to today, and I'll just highlight some pertinent points regarding the conduct of the auctions this afternoon. Obviously, the owners have set reserve prices subject to that being reached or exceeded. Then the highest bidder, you will be declared the purchaser on the fall of the hammer here this afternoon, and what will require then is you to give all your details, including your address and your solicitor's details, to your salesperson. They will then email it through to me. I'll complete the contract for you, and when you sign the documentation authorising us to accept your bids by phone, and of course our sellers setting their reserve price, authorising me as the auctioneer to sign that documentation on your behalf. Of course, if you require Overseas Investment Office consent to purchase a property here in New Zealand, you've either obtained that or you do not require it. So a pretty straightforward process for you today, folks. All bids are submitted via the telephone, and we do have all the documentation in place authorising us to accept those bids, and of course, as I just mentioned, for me to sign the contract on your behalf. So given the way that it runs here today, folks, there will be no disputed bidding. I will be accepting the first bid that I see that comes through on the Zoom call, confirming who is holding the bid, and then we'll open the property up to give everybody equal opportunity to purchase the property here today. Now, there may be some vendor bidding, folks. All I can do is just confirm with you. If I do submit any vendor bids, I'll be submitting them on the vendor's behalf. very clearly disclosing that it is a vendor bid and it won't be at anywhere near the vendor's reserve price. I will only use vendor bids if I've only got one person participating in the auction. Of course, that will be to advance you to a level where what I call the negotiating platform, where I'll put a pause on the auction and one of our negotiation team, either Craig Hilton or Karen Worley, will step in and give you the opportunity to continue discussions with our sellers today. And whilst at that juncture, the auction is still live. If you reach agreement, it will come back to me. I'll put the property then to the market, and it will be then sold to the highest bidder. But be very clear, if you don't purchase it on that cash unconditional basis today, and I formally close the auction, anybody can come forward with an offer afterwards, and that does include conditional buyers. So a pretty straightforward process here today, folks. So without further ado, we'll press on to our first offering for the afternoon, and that is of course the property at number 20 Kent Street. Just prior to presenting this property, I also remind you that we also had a property at 32 Coolum Avenue, marketed by Brendan Jeffs from our Cameron Road office, was marketing that property. We had a buyer that couldn't wait until today's auction, put an offer forward to our vendors. Vendors were more than happy to accept that offer. That property was sold prior. So the property at number 20 Kent Street is the first one up in our catalogue for you today, folks, marketed by Andrea Corley from our Cherrywood office. Now, just a little bit of a difference on this one. This auction has been brought forward. The owner is in contract, and the auction has been brought forward to give everybody equal opportunity to purchase it. I will disclose the level of the pre-auction offer. Robin will make it come up on the screen. It is not a bid at that juncture, folks. It is simply disclosing the level of the pre-auction offer. We will then invite any bids over that level. So, and there will be no vendor bidding on this property as well. So the property in question, folks, a 1950s character home, obviously longing for some TLC, for some refurbishment, but it certainly opens the door of that opportunity for you to do something special with this 1950s character home. Looking at the legal aspects of the property, you'll recall that it is a freehold estate positioned on 356 square metres of land, more or less, all described in Record of Title SA 55A Folio 266 in the South Auckland Registry Office. 24th of September 2021 is your settlement date, and the documentation that was originally circulated detailed very clearly the chattels list, being the fixed floor coverings, blinds, light fittings, garden shed, just the one of those, the stove, the freestanding electric stove that is, and of course the woodshed stays for you as well. So back to the property itself, folks, a spacious 100 square metre floor plan, more or less, so a good size home, certainly a generous size sunny lounge as well for you to enjoy, and of course the orientation of the home also allows for the sun to just pour into that master bedroom. The opportunity, as I mentioned here, folks, that are longing for some TLC, here's your chance to break out some of your block skills there and realise the fantastic potential that this property offers you going forward. And I just summarise as far as the location, Kent Street, very, very handy, a nice, easy, gentle walk into the Greaton Village, where you've got everything surrounding you. A short walk from home here in Kent Street. You've got the Greaton hot pools. You've got that international golf course there, the Tauranga golf course. You've got the if you're into the GGs, you've got the race course there. But then all your shopping facilities in the Greaton Village as well. So without further ado, buyers, the owner is in contract. As I said, the auction has been brought forward. That contract was signed at $620,000. Happy to take a $10,000 rise on top now. Do I have $630,000? At $630,000 it is with Jacob's buyer now at $630,000. We're on the market. We sell to the highest bidder here today at $630,000. Jacob's buyer taking the lead. Gordon coming in with a 5 at $635,000 now. At $635,000, back to yours again, is it Jacob there? Gordon's leading at $635,000 and $640,000. Jacob takes the lead again at $640,000. Are we in or out? $45,000. Gordon's buyer back in the lead now at $645,000. Opening the door for $650,000. At $650,000 it is. Back with Jacob's buyer now at $650,000. Has it done its time? No, at $655,000 now. Back with Gordon's buyer, back in the lead now against your buyer Jacob, against everybody else at $655,000. Do we have another $5,000 rise? Make it $660,000, shall we? At $655,000, otherwise out it goes here at $655,000. What about a 2.5? Will that help them? At $655,000 it goes. I'll leave it. Got your bid there, thank you. Craig's buyer at 660 it is now. Late coming now at 660. Don't let it deter your buyer there, Gordon. Back to you, are we again there, Jacob? Craig's buyer still leading it at this point in time at $660,000. Do we have another 5, 2.5, maybe a single? Otherwise, it's gone. Quickly now, your opportunity is here at 660 000, down to a single now with Gordon's buyer at 661. At 661 it is, and 62 straight back with Craig's buyer now. At 662, another single, is it there, Gordy? Don't let me leave you out there, Jacob. At $662,000, we're selling away here at 663 now. Back with Gordon's buyer at 663. Are we in again there, Craig? At 663 it goes now. First call, it's 665. Putting a 2 on top there, changing it up a bit. Craig's buyer back in the lead now at 665 000. At $665,000. Have we got their absolute best there, Gordon? What about you there, Jacob? Are they back in again now? Otherwise it goes at $665,000. Your opportunity is here, 20 Kent Street, it goes. First call now at 665. Harry's buyer coming in with a late single now at 666. At $666,000, the late one, and 667 back to Craig now. At 667 it is. Are we back in again with another one there, Harry? Otherwise it's gone now. Hammers up. 667 000 it goes. Back in with another lazy single now at 668 with Harry's buyer in the lead. At 9 now. Back with Craig now at 669. Where do we go from here, Harry? 670 is the next number. Are we in or out? First call now at 669 and 70 now. At $670,000, back with Harry's buyer. 71, Craig's buyer takes the lead again at 671. At $671,000, we got more singles coming on this one than Tinder. At $671,000, Craig's buyer leads it now. Are they back in again, Harry? In or out? First call now. Second time, 5. Beautiful. $676,000 now. Great strategic move at 676 with Harry's buyer. Back with us another single now at 677 000 with Craig. At 677 000, another 5 on top, is it there? Here's the back with us, back to the singles now, 678. At 678, 79, opening the door for 680. 80 it is. At 680, Harry's buyer back in the lead now at 680. 81 now back with Craig. At 681 it is. Are we in or out? Here's their chance now. $681,000 it goes. First call now at 681. Have we got their absolute best? 2. 682. 3. Craig's buyer back at 3. 683 it is. Where do we go from here, Harry? The hammer's up. Selling away now at 683. Once I call at 683, are they in or out? 4. 684, Harry's buyer back in the lead. 5, back with Craig now at 685. 685, has it done its time now? 86, is it, Harry? Otherwise it's gone. First call now at $685,000, are they in or out? Second time now at $685,000, quickly. 86. Another single, is it, Craig? 87. Craig's buyer back in the lead at 687. Once now at $687,000 before it goes. 88. 90. 690 it is. Straight back with Craig's buyer back in the lead now at 690. Where do we go from here, Harry? At $690,000 it goes. First call now at 690 000. Second time for the enviable Kent Street investment. Think about the potential of the property. Think about the location. Third, last opportunity at $690,000. Have we got their absolute and a half? 690, 500. 695 and a half, is it there, Craig? Or is that 691? 691. At $691,000, Craig's buyer taking the lead now at 691. Another half, is it, Harry? First call now at $691,000. Has it done its time? Second time now at $691,000. It goes. Third, last opportunity, and we've got their absolute best. Harry, are they in or out? Final call now at $691,000. Quickly, are they in or out? It goes, it goes, it's going. Sold to Craig's Bar at $691,000. My congratulations to our buyers. Appreciate your spirited bidding, folks. Congratulations to our sellers. We're just going to pause the auction for a brief moment, folks. Don't run away. We will be back to you within a few moments with our next property, which is number 30 Hastings Road. Don't run away. All right, back with you, folks, for our second property for the afternoon. Obviously, a warm congratulations to our buyer and seller of the first auction here today. Moving on now to the property at number 30 Hastings Road. Paul Walker from our Bethlehem office has had the pleasure of offering you this carte blanche property here for your imagination to plan your new residence and certainly create something very special to you and your family. When we look at the legal aspects of the property, it's a freehold estate, 407 square metres of land, more or less, is what you buy. That's all described in Record of Title 772469. Obviously, being bare land, folks, there are no chattels included in the sale. Settlement date set down for 10 working days from today's date or such other date as mutually agreed between both parties. And of course, the contract will have the COVID settlement clause. So no matter what alert level we are in, the settlement will be able to be adjusted accordingly. But obviously, being bare land, then you could probably still go ahead and settle that. Good opportunity for you to start working with your architect straight away and get yourself all set up and ready to go once we get back to the appropriate levels. You've got a wonderful site here, folks, out there at the lakes there, offering you beautiful views out to the Kaimai Hills to capture those wonderful sunsets that you see there. You see the location of the site on the screen there now, and of course the Kaimai's in the distance as well. You've got a great location for family living. There are lots of families out there already taking advantage of this wonderful location. Of course, it's within easy distance of now becoming one of the Bay's largest shopping complexes as well, and certainly catering for everybody's needs. You've got a good selection of walkways and cycleways pretty much all on your doorstep here in Hastings Road. You've got all the major arterial routes nice and handy to you as well. So without further ado, folks, we'll move straight into it here. I would suggest a property like this, a piece of bare land like this, well, a fair and reasonable start would be $350,000. Would anybody like to get me underway? Two bidders on the phone here now. Would one of them like to start me away at $350,000? Let's get us underway now. Looking for a start at $350,000. Happy to get you underway then if you're a little bit shy there and a little bit shy of the technology. Happy to get you underway with a vendor bid now at $350,000. We're underway now. Vendor bid, be clear, folks. Just starting the auction to give you the opportunity to participate and buy the property here today at $350. Happy to take a $20,000 rise from here. At $350 it is. I'll just start the auction for you now. At $350, who takes me to $370? Let's go there quickly now. First call now at $350, chasing down $370 to put yourself in front. Second call now at $350. Are we in or out? Third, last opportunity. Happy to advance it on behalf of the seller then at $370,000 now. At $370,000, again, folks, I remind you, I've only started the auction to give you the opportunity to participate now. We've got two buyers on the phone there. Your opportunity is to come in now at $380. Is that a 10? No idea what you're trying to tell me, Paul. I'm looking for a bid at $380,000. Confirm that for me at $380. All I'm seeing from you is a whole bunch of fingers coming up at $370,000. Bid me $380 if you will. First call now at $370,000. Are we in or out? Second time. Third. Last chance. Happy to advance it on behalf of the vendor then at $380,000 now. At $380, well away from the property's value, I can assure you of that. There's properties of this calibre, of this size, in this location, been selling for a lot better than this. At $380,000. Happy to take a $10,000 rise to put them in front. First call now at $380, vendor bid, be clear. Second time. Third. last opportunity, are they in or out? At $380,000. Right, no further bids. I'm not going to continue with vendor bids, folks. At $380,000, I'll call it 3 times. If I don't get any participation at that level, I'm going to close the auction. Anybody can come forward with a bid after that. First call now, second time, third, last chance in or out at 380. Auction's closed. Hand it back to you, Paul. A little bit more work to do. We'll just pause the auction for a brief moment, folks. We'll be back with you for the property at number 22 Console Street in Waihi very shortly. Alright, welcome back, folks, and the next property for you, number 22B Console Street up there in that wonderful mining town of Waihi, been marketed by Dynasty Holtz from our Waihi office, doing a superb job as she always does up there. The convenient Waihi location here, folks, where this property is located, where everything is all but at your fingertips, so to speak. You've got the easy walk to the supermarkets, doctors, the local cafes, not too far away, is all pretty much on your doorstep. The property is legally described as a cross-lease freehold, all described in record of title SA 18A folio 1251 and SA 18A folio 1253. Of course, those the record of title housed in the South Auckland Registry Office. There is a clause in the contract, folks, that I just remind you of, stating and stipulating that the vendor, having not been in occupation of the property, makes no warranties as to the serviceability of all the chattels, fixtures and fittings. And of course the other additional clause, which is standard for purchasing properties in Waihi, which relates to the advice that you have been given. If you've got any concerns with regarding the Waihi gold mine, we've forwarded you all the information and accorded you the information on where to go to satisfy any concerns that you might have. That clause is also in the contract. 20 working days from today's date is your settlement date, or such other date as mutually agreed between both parties. And of course the COVID settlement clause also in the contract, that if we are at the varying alert levels, it does cater for it. Settlement can still take place and be adjusted accordingly. So the channels list all is circulated out there by Dynasty, no changes or amendments to that, so we're all good to go with all the documentation there. Back to the property itself, you've got that wonderful open plan living and dining area as well that you will have witnessed when you viewed the property, and of course you've got that beautiful sunny conservatory that extends your living area as well, so an added bonus there. Beautiful established private garden there and views out to the hills, so a great opportunity for you to sit back in the sunshine and just watch the kids play in the backyard there. So if sun is important to you folks, then you can certainly tick that box as far as this property is concerned by its location and the home's orientation on the site as well. You've got the single garage, it's got the workshop area, so that extra space, of course the internal access, an added bonus there in inclement weather as well. So I suggest to you buyers that this would be an absolute brilliant starter pack. So I would think a $400,000 start would be fair and reasonable. We're underway with Dynasty's buyer now at $400,000. On the bike and peddling now with Dynasty's buyer at $400,000. Happy to chase down a $20,000 rise from here at $400,000. Who goes 20 on top? Let's go there quickly now. First call now at $400,000, looking for a 20 rise. Second time. Third, last opportunity. Are we in or out? Happy to advance on behalf of the seller then, Dynasty. At $420, it's with me. At $420, back to your buyer for $440, do we say? Vendor bid now, be clear folks, at $420,000. Do I have another $20,000 rise there? Another 20 back there again at $440 with Dynasty's buyer on the phone now. At $440,000, fairly bid now for Console Street in Waihi at $440,000. First call now, chasing down a further $20,000 rise. Second time, are we in or out? Third, last opportunity now. $460 on behalf of the seller then, Dynasty. A vendor bid, be clear at $460. At $460,000, advance me to $480, will they? At $460,000, take me to $480. If there's no further bids from anybody else, we'll pause, give them the opportunity to continue discussions with our seller at that juncture. A little way away from my instructions, but another bid earns them the right to continue discussions with our sellers, provided there's no further bids. At $460,000, are they in or out? First call now, I'll take a 10. I'll take a 10. Make it 470, I'll give them that opportunity. Okay, fair enough. We'll take the 5 then, just to give them that opportunity at $465,000. Call it 3 times. First call now at 465. Are we in or out? Second time. Third. Last chance, in or out? Bids with your bid of Dynasty at $465,000. Just going to put a pause on the auction, folks, and we'll give that buyer some opportunities to continue discussions with our sellers. We'll be back to you with our next property in Tauranga Road up there in Cook's Beach very shortly. Don't go away. Right, welcome back, folks. We're just on hold at the moment with the property in Console, 22 Console Street in Waihi. Negotiations are continuing on this one. In the meantime, we'll present to you the property number 67E, Tauranga Road up there in Cook's Beach, marketed by Darrell Green from our EVES Caddy office. Now, this auction is in contract, folks. It was scheduled for today. It was pushed out from when we first went into lockdown until today. The property is in contract. I'll disclose the level of the contract very shortly and invite any bids over that level. So a very short drive from this property here at 67E Tauranga Road to the golden sands of Cathedral Cove. You've got the Hahei Beach and Cook's Beach not too far away. Hot Water Beach also a nice handy distance. It's pretty much all at your fingertips. So when you go to this property, when you go and visit your friends at this property, or you're going to take residence of it, make sure that you take the boat because it's all nice and handy as well. The legal aspects of the property: it is a freehold estate. 10.0600 hectares of land, more or less, is what you secure here, all described in record of title 157582 in the South Auckland Registry Office. And of course, this property, being a property of this calibre and magnitude, is plus GST, if any. I need to emphasise that, folks. Your bidding on this property at 67E Tauranga Road is plus GST, if any. We do have some additional clauses in the contract, and while I turn to those and remind you of them, your settlement date the 15th of September 2021, and of course the COVID settlement clause included in the contract for you as well. I'll just remind you about clause 22, which relates to the recommendations that you have been given to seek professional advice and legal advice prior to signing any contracts today. And of course that all relates to the purchase price allocation regulations that came into play on the 1st of July. Clause 23, the vendor gives no warranty as to the working order and condition of the spa pool, nor in respect to its compliance within the requirements of the local authority. Clause 24, the vendor will until possession date manage the property in a good and husband-like manner and in accordance with accepted horticultural practice within the district. Clause 25, for the avoidance of doubt, all fixtures and permanent plant and machinery items utilised in the operation of the orchard, whether fixed or not affixed to the land on the property, are included in the sale, and that includes without limitation all the water systems, including the pumps, irrigation tanks, irrigation system, frost protection systems and associated plant and equipment. And of course clause 26 being the GST apportionment clause. All of that information has been in the contract for you that Darrell has been circulating for you. And as I mentioned, your settlement date 15th of September 2021. Of course, adjustment may be required in terms of the alert levels of the COVID-19 requirements. Back to the property itself, folks. You've got this absolutely drop-dead gorgeous sun-drenched retreat there. You'll recall the beautifully landscaped grounds there, folks. So your private natural environment simply awaits you here in this great location at 67E Tauranga Road. You've got the picture-framed rural views from almost every room in the home as well. You've got enough space to accommodate a large family, yet the layout certainly retains the intimacy suited for a couple on your own as well. Certainly a property that will welcome lots of visitors and lots of guests in this location here. And for a little bit of a play with the orchard aspect of it, folks, you've got approximately 300 mature avocado trees, and they are all in near perfect condition. The trees are all extremely healthy for you as well. So all I can suggest to you buyers, your superb lifestyle overhaul awaits you here at 67E Tauranga Road. Like I said, the owner is in contract. That contract has been signed at $3.2 million plus GST. Be happy to take a $10,000 rise on top. At $3,200,000, what about a simple $10,000 on top to secure this wonderful piece of paradise up there. Handy location to Cook's Beach, Hahei, Hot Water Beach. It's certainly a fantastic property in a superb location. Cathedral Cove not too far away from home when you reside here. First call now for any advance on $3.2 million. Second time, are we in or out? Third, final opportunity, done, finished and silence. There being no further bids, I now declare the property sold at $3,200,000 plus GST. Congratulations, of course, to our buyers. Congratulations to our sellers. Don't run away, folks. We'll be back to you with a result on 22 Console Street very shortly indeed. We'll see you there. Right, welcome back, folks. 22B Console Street up there in Waihi. I have an amended bid now. Dynasty, can you just confirm your amended bid at $470,000? Confirming your bid there at $470,000. My instructions from the sellers, folks, is they're not prepared to part with the property at this juncture. At $470,000, the property's not for sale. I'll call it 3 times. If I don't get any further bids, then I'll be closing the auction off. Remember, anybody can come forward with an offer immediately afterwards. So first call now at $470,000. Are we in or out? Second time, third, final opportunity at $470,000. No further bids, Dynasty. I formally closed the auction, and I know you've been talking with some other people on the property. I'll leave you to carry on with that. Folks, that concludes our offerings for you today. On behalf of the team at EVES, enjoy this beautiful sunny, well, if you are in the Bay of Plenty, that's certainly what we've got here, this wonderful spring day here. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll be back to you next week with some more auctions. We'll see you then. Good afternoon, and thank you.